Good morning, everybody. 8:10 a.m. It's July 15th, and welcome to my channel. Of course, this market never ceases to amaze. Obviously, the Donald Trump news was not a good thing. That attempted assassination, that was not a good thing for America this weekend. Good thing for Donald Trump's stock this morning. Um, However, this market is very interesting. Very interesting. We'll look at it today. Made new all-time highs in the S&P 500. Nasdaq did not, and you can see the Dow did make new all-time highs, and the IWM broke out. And I was been speaking about that, how it was coiled up, and finally it broke out for small caps. All right, especially with the 10-year yield dropping like it did. So today, very interesting market. We have earnings. All right, Powell speaking. Earnings were really kicking off this week, so we'll have to see. All right. So I don't know why I got a little bit of a sore throat this morning, but hopefully that goes away. And without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use volume profile and market profile to find structure in the market, along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. All helps me find structure. That is my base. That's my edge. That's how I look at the market. It's where I come up with my game plans. Now, I do this every day at 8:10 a.m. Eastern. Hopefully, you can join me. Okay. And generally, I like to go over news, why stocks are up, why stocks are down. Maybe we get into upgrades and downgrades. We go over economic calendar. We go over earnings. Um, then we look at some daily charts, and then we around 8:30, I usually move into my trade, my long and short setups based on ES futures and Nasdaq futures. All right, we look at the volume profile, market profiles, where I come up with my levels. Now, hopefully, you guys have been seeing my short videos. I've been really pushing after I make trades to make videos of why I take trades. Okay, and I can't even fit everything in the 1 minute. There's so much information and there's so much things that I process, you know, and there's actually two facets. So I actually put out some shorts that, and I still got another one to put out, a trade I took Friday. Um, I should be able to finish editing that today. Now the key of those are there's a lot of components and a lot of confluence I look for. So what I do every day here is 8:30. You see it live. I don't prepare to read the market. I do it live with you guys, right? So that sets my basis up for a trade setup that I'm interested in, right? But then when the market opens and it comes to the area of interest, I now have to reevaluate. I don't just take the trade. I got to look at gamma exposure levels. I have to look at what are the sectors doing? What's moving the markets? What's the story? What's the internals say? So there's a whole nother analyzation, but that's more of a I can't prepare for that because I don't know what the market's going to do when it opens. So there's just a lot of stuff, and I'm trying to figure out how to convey that in my shorts. So now, if you guys look at them, please feel free to comment. I'm open to criticism, or if you want to see something else. Now, I am going to start doing a whole slew of shorts, hopefully to help some people out, maybe what single prints are, what the market profile is, why I use volume profile, why I use gamma exposure levels. There's a reason for it all. And if I use it, it's because I've seen something over and over and over again. Otherwise, why would you use it? That's the key, right? I've seen repeated, I don't want to call it patterns, but I've seen repeated things happen over and over and over again. Then guess what? It makes it into my suite of tools that I use. All right. I know that was long-winded. Just wanted to explain that. Now, hopefully, you can subscribe and set an alert to my channel. Okay? I'm trying to grow it. Eventually, try to grow some kind of trading community with that. All right, and if you do enjoy it, please give me a thumbs up or a like. You can wait to the end if you want. All right, you can also follow me on X. That's at Gonzo719. All right. Now, without that long-winded introduction, let's just get right into the watch list and the futures and see what's going on, because there's a lot going on. Boom. There we are. All right. Now, Bitcoin made a move. All right. That support of 60K, it's back inside that range, and that's pretty bullish. It's up 8.53. Yes, 8.53%. Now, I know Germany was selling like all of their Bitcoin. So, I know that helped assist that move down, but that is a healthy dose of buying right now. Okay, Ether's up 6.84. The VIX is up 3.29%. Russell Monster up 0.81. Nasdaq's up 0.53. The Dow's up 0.5. ES up 0.44. Gold's up 0.17. The dollar is up 0.08. The 10-year yield has not reported yet. Will in 4 minutes, so I can say it. Crude doing what I expected. I think crude is going to take a little rest. All right. Silver is down 0.49, and 30-year bonds, interesting, are being sold this morning. So that should make the 10-year yield go up a little bit. Okay. I expect to see that 10-year yield rise a little bit. All right. Now let's get into the Mag 7 Plus. Boom. All right. Who's the leader? Apple. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me change this. Yeah, Coinbase with Bitcoin. No surprise there. Now, the killer for me right now, and you don't know this, I had a play on for coin. A bull call spread, 230, 232 and a half. And I took it off. Well, you never can plan for this. I took it off because of what happened on Thursday. Basically for break even. And of course now, but you don't know that's going to happen. So I would never have kept that on. You got to play defense, right? Tesla's up 4.22%. Apple got an upgrade. That's up 2%. Nvidia's up 1.52. AMD up 1.49. GE took a little nice selling to a key support level. That's up 0.5. All right. JP Morgan. Now Broadcom. Notice the price? That split happened. So now it's down to 170, and that's very tradable now. Okay, that's why I kept it in this list, and it's heavyweight. All right, Boeing. Let's see here. Is there a laggard? A little bit. We got Netflix down 0.28. Now Netflix actually, a couple of tech stocks actually had nice little moves down to some key moving averages. So we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, we got earnings coming up. So let's move on to the top sector stocks. Okay. Now, United Healthcare reports earnings this week. However, okay, Humana, which is a stock that's gotten buried, a healthcare stock, has just got an upgrade. It's propelling a lot of healthcare stocks. So United Healthcare is reporting earnings this week, but that Humana is helping out healthcare. Eli Lilly, Uber is up almost 1%. Cat 0.787. Sorry. All right. Let's see who's the notable laggard. Morgan Stanley. That is the laggard here. Now let's look at my swing trade list. Now my swing trade list, I can guarantee you those cryptos are going to be at the top of the list. And, well, Donald Trump's stock's going to be number one, up 47%. No surprise there from what happened. Okay. Then Bitcoin ETF up 8.55%. MicroStrategy, that is splitting. So if that stock split 10 to 1, that's going to be about 150 right now. That's up 7.75. Riot, here's all the usual suspects here. Riot, Mara, all right, Supermicro Computers, Hood, RX, Humana. See Humana? That's big for healthcare. Okay. Unity Software, ARC, Block, Carvana, CVS, healthcare obviously, SoFi, Palantir, Affirm. These are all moving. Okay. KRE, which is the regional bank ETF, if that moves up, you got to believe that the IWM moves up. All right. Lockstep, them two. Let's look at laggards. Enphase, down 4.47 for solar. So solar energy is getting hit. Goose, down 2.75. Celsius, down 2.41. Tilray, down 2.13. Nextera Energy, down 1.91. Baxter, I believe, got a downgrade. 20-year bonds, TLTs, down 1.28%. So that, see what I mean? They're being sold today, the bonds. So that's about all I want to talk about there. Now, let's go back to the top here. Let's go back to here. Let's go see the sectors. What's moving the needle this morning with the sectors? Who's leading it? Semis, up 0.83, followed by discretionary. Okay, so you got Nvidia, AMD, right? Then you got Tesla, Amazon, Home Depot, and discretionary. All right, really Tesla right now. And we got energy, I mean, this is just pretty strong here. Technology here, healthcare, financials, industrials, and the laggard is utilities. Okay. Now, moving on. We're going to move on to some economic calendar, some news. All right. We could do that together. Hold on a second. Let's go to that. If I sound a little sluggish today, I apologize. I was up watching that Colombia-Argentina game that started late. Oh my God. I'm usually in bed by like a little after 10. Didn't get to bed till midnight. So let's look at this economic calendar together. I don't even see right now. I don't even know if I put that up yet. I'm going to put it up again. All right. So today we have Fed Chair Powell speaking in Fed Daily speaking. Okay. Tuesday, what do we got? More Fed speak. Got business inventories, export, import, retail sales. Wednesday, you got housing starts, Fed Barkin, Fed Waller. You got crude inventory. Thursday, initial jobless claims fully fed. More Fed speak. Friday, Fed Williams. So Fed speak this week, right? Now, for everybody listening and that listens to me every day, I am going on vacation starting Wednesday. So you only hear from me Monday and Tuesday this week. I'll be out and I'll come back the following Monday. So I wish everybody luck. All right. Now, if we're going to look at some upgrades and downgrades here, actually, let's look at what's driving the news today. Let's just look at that together. I'm just looking at this. Let's see. Goldman Sachs reported earnings. It says China's economic growth showed in quarter 2. It says crude stable despite weak Chinese economic data. Okay, interesting. All right, that's all I really wanted to look at there. Let's see if the juice has anything for us. Not really much there. Why don't we get into some upgrades and downgrades here? Do we have today's date? Yes. Okay. So let's look at some upgrades. Freaking advertisements, huh? All right, Apple. There you go. All right. There's always a reason, folks. Apple upgraded by Loop Capital from a hold to a buy. Price target 300. That's all I see there. See downgrades. Downgrades. Baxter, there's that downgrade. Bank of New York Mellon got a downgrade. BP got a downgrade. Who else here? Caesars Entertainment, downgraded. Electronic Arts, EA, downgraded. ON, Semi, downgraded. Travelers Companies, okay. Let's look at price target changes. And we're going to go by, we'll go by the price targets raised first. All right, so raised. We got Trade Desk, Taiwan Semiconductor from 168 to 210. Netflix target raised from 700 to 780. Okay, let's see here. Citigroup target raised. American Express target raised. Arista Networks target raised. Apple target raised. All right. Ulta. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Let's see here. That's all target raised. Now target lowers. Let's see who we got here, folks. We have Ulta Beauty. That stock's been pounded. We have to see. Ulta Beauty's making a move lately, but I have to look at to see what that's happened to that. What else here? Occidental Petroleum target lowered. I'm just trying to see, folks, that what moves the markets here, or what's important stocks that I usually look at. Okay, now we're going to look at initiations. Datadog initiated at outperform. Price target of 150. All right, cybersecurity stock. What else? That's it there. I think that's all we got to look at there. I think I'm kind of done with that. What else did I want to look at? That's about it. I think we're good. Now we're gonna look at earnings. Let's do that. Let's look at the earnings for this week. All right, earnings today: Goldman Sachs, BlackRock. After the close, not really that much. Tomorrow, Bank of America, United Health, Progressive, Morgan Stanley, Charles Schwab, PNC. Big earnings week, right? After the close, Interactive Brokers. ASML on Wednesday, Johnson & Johnson, Ally Bank, U.S. Bancorp. What else? After the close on Wednesday, United, Alcoa, Discover. So, the Thursday, Taiwan Semiconductors, Nokia, Domino's Pizza, Abbott Labs, and then Netflix, Intuitive Surgical on Thursday after close. And Friday, American Express, Halliburton, Travelers, Insurance. All right. That's earnings. Okay. Some large orders hitting the tape. That's what if you hear that, that's what that's happening. Large orders hitting the tape. I have an alarm set for large orders to notify me of large orders. Now, we're going to get right into daily charts here. Give me a sec here. We'll do that in 2 seconds. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it, folks. All right. We're going to get right into daily charts. All right, let's look. That's a pretty nice wick there in SPY. All right. So what we do? We 3 days made all-time highs, right? Pushed up here, made them again, but then had a really nasty selling wick there. Okay, now where are we at now? 561. We'll call it 562. So 562. So we're right here. Okay, maybe in the upper third of Friday's session. I wouldn't put a ton of like edge in that position right now. So let's look at it in the futures. See, so we're starting to make a range. Okay, here's your highs, here's your lows. This is the futures, obviously. So 57.08 to 56.27. Okay, and now we're inside this range. It's not a good area, so you want to test the edges here. You want to see what we do up here and down here. All right, that's how that works. Now let's look at the Qs. Now notice the difference in that the SPY made all-time highs and the Qs did not. So the Qs, which have been moving this market, meaning the stocks in this Qs, are very heavily weighted stocks. So you had a nasty selling wick here. Okay, so where are, now you have a support here. Now this channel here, I'm gonna get rid of that. All right, so right around here, let's call it 491, 492. That is a key support level that keeps supporting the market here. Okay, 492. We lose that, you got another level here, 487. Okay, also right here, like 503, call it, would be resistance. Now where are we at today? 497.10. 497.10 brings us holding last week's highs. Right there. That orange is last week's highs. Now, let me preface that. It's not actually last, it's the week before that. Not until this market opens will I see the new one. All right, so let's look at the futures. How are we looking here? All right, see this level right here in the futures is 203, 203.75 is acting as support. Okay, so we're right in the middle now. Right in the middle here. Not a great area to be in. It's kind of indecisive. So we have to see. Okay. Now, for a stark contrast to see what's going on, finally, the market has rotated and it's kind of like tech is starting to get some outflow and the other sectors are starting to get some inflows. Okay. So how do you know that? Well, we already know the IWM. So why don't we look at the IWM? Look at that move. It was here around 203. It went all the way up to 215. Okay, small caps. Now, the Dow. Look at the Dow. The Dow was just in no man's land and made an all-time high. You see what I mean? These stocks were lagging the S&P and the Nasdaq. So, what does this mean, right? If you look at the Dow's holdings, it's only 30 stocks. So, United Healthcare is the largest holding, Goldman Sachs, Microsoft. Cat's in there, like, but the heavyweights of the United Healthcare. United Healthcare moves up, the Dow is going to be strong. Okay? So I just want you to understand the Dow doesn't move anything else. It's only 30 stocks. Okay? So now, I just wanted to show you that. Now let's get into that triple head monster. All right, let's get in that triple head monster here. 10-year yield, right? Just report it. Now the 10-year yield is up today. All right, 10-year yield is up. All right, now the 10-year yield is up. Let's go right to that watch list so I can show you. It is up 1.19% today. Okay, go back here and you can see it right here. Okay, so kind of like double bottomed here, and we're here. I mean, I wouldn't be like, it doesn't tell me anything. Okay, it's still yields are getting lowered. Okay, that's one part of it. Now, let's look at the dollar. And look at that fall from the dollar. Boop. Now, when markets and dollar goes down, yields go down, it's good for the markets, good for equities, okay? Now you're at a key support level right here, around 104. Key support, 104. Okay? Waiting for the move. Does it break or does it jump back up? This means the euro is probably usually the inverse of this. All right, really quickly, we'll just look at the euro. See that? There's the euro making a move higher, right? There's always a reason, everybody. To me, that's how my brain works. I gotta know, wait a minute, why is the dollar moving like that? You gotta know the reason, right? Otherwise, I'm blind, and I don't like being blind. All right? That's how my brain works. I gotta know. Why does that work? Why does that move? Why is the market doing this? That's how I look at the markets. I have to know why. All right? Like a car mechanic. All right? Hey, when I turn my wheel, I heard some clicking. Oh, that might be your CV joints. Right? You got to know the reasons. Right? So here's the VIX. And folks, the VIX is dead. Right now. There's no fear. 30 days out of fear, there is none. All right? There is no fear. So that's your triple-headed monster. Now, I'm a little 5 minutes late because I talked about some of the stuff, but now we're going to go to my baby, the market profile and the volume profile, which I base a lot of my analysis on, okay, my scenarios. Okay, here we are. Let's look at it. Yes, let's do it. Okay, so this is my edge, okay, and in the beginning of my trading journey, I remember specifically being told you need to find your edge, and I remember going, how the heck am I gonna find my edge? How do I know? I don't have an edge in the beginning. You don't, but now I do. Okay, so let's look at this together. Now, what do we look at here? We look at structure, and the first thing I like to look at is the composite volume profile of the rolling week. So here we go. This is our profile. So we got value here. The most traded price of the last week is 56.44. Still is that price, right? Then we got value area. That's this highlighted area. All that means is 70% of the trade in the rolling week has happened in this range, right? But then we have another piece of volume here and another one here. Okay, price is right there. That's at 56.88. Okay, so price is above the most traded price of the week. In this little snapshot, that's strength from the bulls. Okay, doesn't mean I'm all out bullish, just means I have to look at what I'm seeing, right? This doesn't lie to me. Okay, here's value area, price is above the value area. Okay, now we have some levels to look at now. Okay, we have some levels now. Big range on Friday, big range. Okay, now I'll talk about this very quickly. Okay, I took a long in the Qs. I'll just talk about it in the Qs. Okay, but you can see the same thing happened here. I'll just talk about it. What happened? PPI came out hotter than expected. It made this selling wick, this excess be put in. When you have excess put in like that and it ramps right up, guess what happens? You remove sellers from the market. Okay, and the most traded price of the week was here. This was a week high. I've talked about this. Okay, when the market opened here, right there, all these shorts from the previous day got their butts squeezed. Okay, and the market just rode it up, and there was poor structure. There was single prints again. Okay, so that's why it happens. It's never a surprise. That's what I'm saying. It's never a surprise looking at this. You don't see candlesticks, don't show you that. Okay, all right, now back to today. Here's Friday's highs, 57.08. Now what I want you to pay attention to is look to the left. Now that's a key resistance point, 57.08. It's a week high now, confluence high. That's either a breakout point or a bull trap. So we got to keep that in mind now. Okay, we got to have to keep that in mind. So we have a couple of levels that really are staring me in the face. Really staring me in the face. So first thing you want to note, okay, we have our range. There's the lows from Friday. That is a weak low. Why? Look at it sitting right on the most traded price of the week. Okay, so this range is a very important range from Friday. Significant. Okay, so from 56.44 all the way up to 57.08 is a very significant range. Okay, very significant. Now, how do you look at the market, right? We have a big range. We kind of dumped, took all that back, and pushed up, right? Now, here's the overnight. Nestled inside Friday. So, when you have this, right? And the number one thing to do when in trading, okay, is to know when there's something to do and know when there's nothing to do. Now, if you're a scalper, you do what you do. But if you're like me, I want to know when to act and when not to act. Okay, right now when you're nestled inside of this range, it's not a great area to be. Okay, here's the 50%, is the midpoint of the futures prices here, but we're inside this session. Okay, inside the session. So how do we plan for this, right? How do we plan for this? Well, what do I want to see? We have a supply zone up here with that weak high. So how you look at it is, I only want to be active when we test this area here. What do we do? Because either it's going to be the bull trap or it's going to be a breakout, right? I want to know in this area that interests me, because guess what's going to happen? Longs from here, what's going to happen if we do this? It's going to cover, right? They're going to cover. But what about the shorts who've shorted this level? If the market's strong, we're going to move up, right? So, but that's all you have to assess that, right? So we have a couple key levels here. Now, what I'm saying right now is this supply. So here's our areas of focus on this supply zone, and guess what? The overnight lows right there. Why is that? Well, there's a weak low here. Now, I'll explain it to you guys. All right. Weak low just means multiple points line up. I like to say confluence low. Now, I'm going to draw your attention to this. This is the most traded price, this little pink little box of Friday. The most contracts traded there. Okay, now, if I would have to guess, majority of those are longs. Okay. And we have a demand zone here. Okay. With the overnight low, think about this. The most contracts traded long here on Friday. The bulls have to defend that. If they do not defend that and they does this, what do you think is going to happen? And you have single prints here. You're going to go like this. Boop. You're going to test this area again. If it doesn't get defended. If it does get defended, you could test the top here. Okay? All right. So we have a weak low here. That is at 56.65. Okay? Very important. Then you have the weak high at 57.08. This is the area you want to be active. Here and here. You do have a weak low here at Friday's lows, 56.42, and the most traded price of the week. This is a defense point for the bulls as well. Okay. Okay, let's get into some scenarios. Now, hopefully it's making sense to everybody of what I'm saying. Okay. This is how I construct my plan. All right. You can see, go to my channel, look at the shorts, and you can see what I look at. All right. Now, let's go to scenarios now. All right. We're going to go ES scenario. We're going to start with the bullish scenario. Okay. So, all you got to worry about is the demand zone and 56.65 being defended. I want to watch what happens when we go into this area. I want to watch it. Okay? I want to watch it. Now, I have to talk to you about one little thing. All right? This is the most traded price of the overnight right up here. What do you think they are? Most likely longs, right? So, if the market does this, so here we go, bulls have to defend this area. Okay? I expect if we come in here and do this and come through this area, we're going to get that, and we're going to come right into this area. Now you got my attention. What do the bulls do here? Now it could be perfect and come in and just bounce right up. Sometimes it gets a little messy. All right, where I could do this, do one of these, but then you got to wait. If it doesn't find acceptance there and does this, it's also bullish. Okay, that is only thing I'm probably interested into a long. That's probably it. Okay, That is probably it. I'm not interested in a breakout here. That's not my style. Okay. So that's all I'm looking for. Now, again, what could happen? We could do this, break this, come all the way down. There's the next test for the bulls. But I'm not as interested there because that shows a sign of weakness here. Okay. Let's go to this bear scenario. Now we have our 5708 week high. We have our supply zone. Excuse me. We have our supply zone right here. Sellers got to defend that. Got to defend that, sellers. Okay. So that's the other area of interest, right? So I want to see if the market does do this. Boom. I want to see what do we do when we come to 5708. Do we break it, then hold it? Well, that's bullish. But this is a bearish case. So sellers defend this area. I want to see this. Boop. Come in here. Now, either you get that perfect resistance and you start doing lower highs. Well, what do you think we're going to do if we go through this area? You're going to go down and test that area. Remember, bulls got to defend this, but this is a bearish case. If we rip through it and hold, accept, you better believe we're going to test this again. The most traded price, 56.44. Okay, if that gets broke, yeah, you're going to test 56.20. Okay. Now, conservatively, you could do this too. Let's say we wind up here and you didn't do anything yet. Well, you need to break this demand, but you need to find acceptance underneath the most traded price of Friday. That is also viable if you just wanted to do that and then hold the runner to go down to here. Okay, obviously, it'd be nice to get the short up here. All right, I think that's good. Now let's look at a different market, the Nasdaq. And the Nasdaq is right here. Okay. Let's look at this together. Hope everybody's with me. Hope everybody's understanding. Hope everybody's getting something out of this. I hope I'm making sense. Okay. I hope I'm making sense to everybody. Now, we're going to do the same thing and look at structure. You see my process. Okay. Here's our volume profile. Right. Now you have value area all up into here. Value area and that little excess at the top. Okay. Now, very important. The most traded price of the last week. Okay. In the 24-hour, it moved up to here, but not in the real-time trading session. It's still here at 206.26. 206.26 right here. Now I want to show you something. Here's price. Okay. Now probably why you might say, why is that? Well, large volume nodes, that's what they're called. Okay. This is the composite weekly, most traded price of the week. All right. Those act as magnets to the market. When they sit there, it's kind of like the market needs to make a decision. And that's why I have them on my chart, okay? The market needs to make a decision. They're not the best initiating trades there. You want to see some movement away from them, okay? So that's where price is, okay? Not a great place to be honest with you. In the Nasdaq, it's not a great place to be, all right? But you do have the exact setup, pretty much. Now, in the charts, they don't look the same, but this setup, very similar, okay, to what I just talked about. Now, in the Nasdaq, right, you don't have those pretty levels that I just talked about like in the ES, all right, but you do still have stuff to work with. Now, I'm going to talk really quickly about the trade I took, all right. Again, here's the overnight highs right here on Friday morning, right there, okay. And I talked about this pre-market. There's that monthly anchored VWAP. I want you to make sure you pay attention to this. Okay, here's the most traded price of that session on Thursday, right there. And they were short. Okay, so what happened? We opened up, we pushed down, and that was all she wrote, folks. And then it was ripped right up all the way back up to here. It cleaned a lot of this poor structure up, but then you had some nasty selling. But basically, PPI right there just trapped all these shorts, and they had the cover. Okay. All right. Let's talk about where we're at, right? Most traded price of the week here, price here. Okay, we got that. We got Friday's highs, Friday's lows. Okay, Friday's highs, Friday's lows. Here's the overnight high, overnight low. Inside Friday. Here's the midpoint of Friday. Here's price. You're at a garbage part. You're at a garbage trade location right now in the Nasdaq. Garbage. Horrible. Don't like it at all. Okay. This is telling me you're not active at all. But we do have the supply, just like in the ES. Up here, sellers got to defend it. Sellers got to defend it. All right. Now, what else do we have? Okay, I don't talk about this a lot, but it's viable. Here's the overnight lows right here. You have a demand, right? You have the close. Now, what else do you have? You have value area low Friday. And that just means 70% of the trade. This is value area low. So this is the value area. Okay? So think about it. 70% of the traders trade it in that range. So what happens if we do? We come down and break this level. Well, it's not good, right? So here's our activity. Overnight lows. Right? You got that week low. Overnight lows at around 205.20 maybe. No, 205.08. Let me just give you the exact number. 205.05. Okay. Bulls got to defend that right here. This area. Now there's single prints there that even make it stronger if it's defended, because this single prints should not act as support, but they could. Okay. Where's the other place of activity? Up here. Sellers got to defend. Okay. You do have a week high. Here's the most traded price of Friday, right? And it lines up perfectly with the overnight highs. Okay. However, I don't like it that much because it's right above supply. All right. So how do we play this? And let's do it. Let's do our scenarios. All right. So you know the areas I want to be active. Overnight lows. And you got Friday's highs supply. I want to know what the market does there. Okay. So we're going to start off with the bullish case. And very easy. Value area low. Overnight low. You got demand and single prints below. Hey market, what happens if you come back here and you test this area? What do? Do you do this and recover? Well, that's bullish to me. And then you got to get over this hump and you could work yourself back into this supply zone. Now, if you break this supply and there's still single prints from that selling day, this is very key. You can rip right through them and go right up here to this supply zone. Very important. This is all I'm really interested in. Okay? Now, conversely, the bear. Okay? Let's talk about that. What I want to see. Okay? Two things. Okay? There's two things. So, you can come down here, find support, come up. Now you got this most traded price of the week, and you have the most traded price of Friday and supply. If you can't find acceptance, all right, over this level, acceptance just means acceptance is this, okay? Acceptance is that. So, but we're talking bear. So if we do something like this, whoop, into the supply, come back through, hold, that's bearish, okay? And you can take this, go right to the overnight lows and that week low. If you take this out, and there's single prints here, you have monthly VWAP here. That is a straight, if this market gets weak, you could take out Friday's lows, still take out the single prints from the past. Here's PPI, where people bought PPI, and you can go down all the way down to a naked VPOC of 202.55 maybe. Okay, that's one. Now Another scenario is if even if you move above his, you don't find, I'm going to make sure you understand this. You can fire up here, okay? You got supply here. Now, if you see this come up here and these single prints act as resistance, which they should not, and you get one of these lower highs, that is definitely bearish. And if you're going to come down here, you probably take some off here and then see how we react here. If you drive down there, you can get that same movement. Okay, so it's nice to have volatility back. Okay, that's it, folks. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope it made sense to everybody. And if it doesn't make sense, please put something in the chat. Put something in the comment of the video. I'm more than happy to answer questions. Okay, so please subscribe if you haven't already. All right, please set an alert. I'm trying to grow this channel. All right, if you could show me a like. Also, my social media at xgonzo719. You show me a like if you enjoy it as well. Okay, now we have a plan. We have a plan. Trade location is not the greatest as we speak, but you have to analyze it when the market opens. Okay, so everybody be patient. Hopefully you have a green day, and I'll be back tomorrow morning. All right, take it easy, guys.